You know, we won. The Hokies won.
You won your first game. You're awesome.
That's a lot.
And the Hokies won. One way or the other, we won. I thought it was pretty good for the first time being out there playing a 40-minute game, being able to get up and down the floor consistently, playing with officials and playing in front of a crowd and, you know, with excitement, things going on. I thought it was pretty good. I was pretty pleased with the effort, pretty pleased with the conditioning of the guys. We don't have a lot of guys, but I was pretty pleased with the conditioning of the guys.
When you look and see that with the 8 guys you have, the scholarship guys, and you obviously have a lot of walk-ons, and they can be part of the excitement, I would assume, of, you know, just what you're building. But when you look and see 8 guys and it seemed like their legs kind of got tired at the end, is that a concern?
No, not really concerned right now. After 8 practices, I think we're in pretty decent condition. But, you know, we got to get better. We got to continue to get better with our conditioning, and that's something that, you know, we get, I think, as time go on and as we continue to play and get up and down the floor more, that we'll play ourselves into better condition. But if after 8 practices, I'm kind of pleased with where we're at right now.
Where did you get this fast break mentality? When did you decide you wanted to go with this? Was it as soon as you became head coach? And where does it come from? Why are you such a believer in, you know, pushing the tempo at all costs, it seems like?
Well, I think I played that way, and then along the way I've coached under a couple coaches that we played that way, and I also think that, you know, to play to our strength of our team, we got some guys that are athletic that need to get out in space and have some opportunities to score. I think, you know, Robert Brown, getting him out in transition and letting him have the basketball in his hands and be able to make plays, and Jarrell Eddie, getting him out in space where he can spot up and hit some threes. And then you got of course you got Eric Green, and then Marquise Rankin. He plays fast. He can get the ball up the floor. So, and I think we got athletic post players that can run. So I think playing, you know, it plays into our strengths and what we have with our personnel right now too.
But that's what you want to do year in and year out under the Coach Johnson regime?
Yeah, year in and year out. That's the way we want to play. And we'll recruit to that style. We'll play that style, and hopefully as time goes on, we'll just continue to get better at it.
And who did you work for that played that style that you mentioned? A couple of people you worked for that.
Yeah, I played that way, and then Capel played that way, and then, you know, at Mason we ran on opportunity. We called it on opportunity there.
Have you guys done a lot in the half court though? I know that was mostly, you know, full court up and down, but have you guys spent much time at all in that?
Yeah, definitely. We have our set plays in, and some opportunity to get the ball inside to Sedarian. We think he's a post brothers ball, so and we got some stuff to get Eric Green coming off some screens and get him some shots, and also Marshall Wood and Jarrell Eddie.
Speaking of depth, how much do you think you'll be able to count on Joey Van Zegeren? I mean, how has he developed? And he obviously didn't play today. What's up with him?
Yeah, he could have played today. I mean, it's a precautionary thing. He tweaked his knee in practice the other day, but he could have played today. He went through our shoot around early today, and he also went through a pregame warm up, so he could have played. I think it's a precautionary thing for us today. Hopefully, he'll be ready to go in the future. I think he's going to be big for us. He gives us another big body. He gives us some length. He's a shot blocker and a rebounder. So, we're expecting him to be able to step in when Range needs a blow or foul trouble.
And how important is it for Range to stay out of foul trouble this year?
Very important. I mean, you're seeing a guy now who's confident with his back to the basket, confident on the offensive end, which I think is carried over from last season, his last maybe 10 or so games of last season. He's worked hard. He's in very good condition now. He's probably in the best condition of his career, even though he hadn't lost much weight. I think the body fat is down and he's more muscle. So it's very important that we keep him on the floor, and we're doing some things scheme-wise on defense to help keep him out of foul trouble.
You have guys, and I'm sure you sometimes look at him on the floor even in practice and realize that, if Eric's not hitting shots, there's going to be stretches where you guys go a long way without hitting shots. Just because guys, in and out and whatever. How important is it to have at least a steady second and third threat every game so that Eric's not getting double teamed and so that you have options.
Well, I think that's very important. Even when Eric is on, I think it's important for us to have a second and third option. You know, you get into the league, the very well coached league, very well scouted. Those guys know our personnel very good. So you know they're gonna scheme to take the ball out of Eric's hand. They know he's the third leading returning scorer in the ACC and our leading scorer. So they're going to try not to let him, beat them. And I think it's important that, we have a second and third option. We have an option that we can throw it in down low with Sedarian Reigns, and then we have, Brown or Eddie or both, being able to make some shots. And then it's good to see Marshall Wood and C.J. Barksdale coming on and being able to put some points in the hole for us too.
Yeah, talk about Marshall Wood a little bit. Obviously, he was very productive today with a double-double. How do you see his role developing this year?
I see him being a big part of what we're trying to do. He can run the floor. He fits into our style there. He can face up and knock the three down, as you saw today, and he can do some stuff around the basket. And he's a very good rebounder. He's a very good rebounder. And, today him rebounding the basketball was not a surprise to me. He's been doing that. He's 1 or 2 on the team through 8 practices in rebounding. So we expect him to be a big part of what we're trying to do this year.
You view him as a combo forward type?
I think we're going to play him at 4 right now. We'll be a stretch 4, pick and pop type of 4 right now.
Yeah, with his three-point ability, you expect him to be able to get as many threes as he can, at playing the 4 spot, I guess?
Yeah, definitely, especially running in transition, spotting up and being the trail guy, and then ball screening, pick and popping, and if he's going to screen for Eric Green, and they're going to leave 2 guys on Eric Green, and we can, pop him, and they got to make a decision whether they're going to continue to leave him and double Eric Green or not.